A Russian fighter jet plunges into the Black Sea sky, disappearing in a burst of fire near one of the most symbolic battlegrounds of the entire war, Snake Island. Moments later, Ukrainian forces launch a counterstrike deep in Donetsk, halting a dangerous Russian advance. And in Pokrovsk, the situation teeters on a knife's edge as reinforcements arrive just in time. These are not isolated events. They are part of a broader unraveling of Russia's ability to wage this war. Every destroyed aircraft, every failed offensive, and every symbolic loss is slowly eroding what little advantage Moscow still clings to. Tonight's update is not just about battlefield movements. It's about the slow-motion collapse of an empire desperately trying to project power it no longer has. Near the rugged and fiercely contested Snake Island, Ukrainian air defense and precision strikes have once again proven decisive. A Russian Su-30SM, a multi-role fighter that Moscow can no longer easily replace, has been shot down during an operation over the Black Sea. This is not just another statistic in the long list of Russian aircraft losses. The Su-30SM represents a crucial piece of Russia's dwindling air power. With sanctions cutting off access to spare parts, advanced avionics, and modern maintenance systems, every aircraft downed is a permanent loss, not a temporary setback. And the symbolism of the location cannot be ignored. Snake Island is more than a patch of rock in the Black Sea. It has become an enduring emblem of Ukrainian defiance. The world remembers when Ukrainian border guards stationed there, vastly outgunned, told a Russian warship exactly where to go. That warship, the Moskva, later met its fate beneath the waves. Today, the downing of the Su-30SM near the same island is a reminder that the spirit of that first defiant stand is still alive, and that Russia's attempt to dominate the Black Sea has been steadily dismantled, ship by ship, plane by plane. If losing the Moskva was a shock to Moscow, losing yet another fighter near Snake Island is a chilling reminder for the Kremlin. No airspace over Ukraine is truly safe. The fall of the Su-30SM comes amid a wider crisis for Russian aviation. Sanctions have crippled the supply chain for both military and civilian aircraft. Civilian airlines are grounding planes for lack of spare parts. Military squadrons are cannibalizing one jet to keep another barely operational. Each loss like this one has an amplified impact. Replacing a fourth-generation fighter jet under sanctions is not a matter of months. It could be decades if it happens at all. And Russia's industrial base, already under immense strain from the war effort, cannot keep pace with attrition rates. The result? Fewer planes in the sky, less air support for ground offensives, and a steadily narrowing window for large-scale air operations. The Kremlin has always relied on projecting strength through its air force, but when the skies begin to empty, the illusion of control quickly shatters. The downing near Snake Island follows on the heels of one of Ukraine's most devastating operations against Russian aviation, Operation Spiderweb. In a single, meticulously planned day, Ukrainian forces eliminated a third of Russia's cruise missile carriers. This was not just a tactical strike, it was a strategic humiliation. The Russian intelligence services, particularly the FSB, were blindsided. The very agencies that boast about their unmatched counterintelligence capabilities failed to see the operation coming, and the consequences were immediate: fewer missile launches, disrupted strike patterns, and a growing sense in Moscow that the Black Sea is no longer theirs to control. Since then, the losses have continued to mount. 2 or 3 aircraft gone in quick succession, now joined by this latest Su-30SM. Ukraine is not just winning battles, it is eroding Russia's ability to wage war at all. Far from the Black Sea, the city of Pokrovsk has become a pressure point in the Donetsk region. Russian forces have been pressing hard here, likely hoping to secure leverage for rumored negotiations. But Ukrainian commanders have recognized the danger and acted decisively. Fresh reinforcements have been deployed, halting the Russian push before it could gain momentum. The result is not just a stabilization of the front, it's the normalization of defensive positions, giving Ukrainian troops breathing space to prepare for future counterattacks. Pokrovsk's defense matters far beyond the local map. It is a gateway to the broader Donetsk front. If Russia had succeeded here, it could have threatened supply lines, forced costly retreats, and claimed a symbolic victory to boost morale at home. Instead, it finds itself once again stalled. In war, momentum is everything, and in Pokrovsk, Russia has just lost it. In another sector of Donetsk, near Druzhplia, Russian forces attempted a major push, one of the largest in weeks. The aim was clear: overwhelm Ukrainian defenses and secure bargaining chips ahead of international talks. But the attempt backfired spectacularly. Ukrainian troops not only repelled the assault, but inflicted staggering losses. Entire units were dismantled in what soldiers on the ground are calling a meat grinder. The numbers speak for themselves: hundreds of Russian troops eliminated, armored vehicles left burning, and positions retaken. This counterattack sends a clear message. Ukraine is not merely holding the line, it is actively dismantling Russian offensive capacity. These battlefield events are unfolding against a backdrop of shifting international dynamics. While Ukraine's allies express commitment, there are worrying signs of wavering resolve. Talks of negotiations, often framed as peace plans, are viewed in Kiev as potential Trojan horses, designed to freeze the conflict on terms favorable to Moscow. Meanwhile, Russia is not isolated on the global stage. China, North Korea, and Iran openly declare their support, supplying Moscow with the political cover and, in some cases, the material support it needs to prolong the fight. On Ukraine's side, unity is essential, but fragile. Mixed signals from key allies risk emboldening the Kremlin. This is why each battlefield success matters beyond the immediate military gain. Every downed jet, every failed offensive, and every halted advance strengthens Ukraine's position not only in Donetsk or the Black Sea, but at the negotiating table should talks ever resume on fair terms. Wars are not only won in trenches and skies, they are also won in the minds of allies and adversaries alike. And right now, Ukraine is proving it can shape both. One of the most persistent myths in global discourse is the idea that Russia cannot be defeated, that it is too vast, too resource-rich, too hardened by history to lose a war. Yet history tells a different story. Russia has lost wars before, often decisively. And when it has won, it has usually done so with extensive foreign assistance. The current conflict has exposed the limits of Moscow's military machine, logistical failures, outdated tactics, and an inability to adapt to modern precision-driven warfare. Ukrainian forces have reclaimed territory, dismantled the Black Sea Fleet's operational freedom, and crippled Russia's aviation. The idea of an unstoppable Russian advance is not only outdated, it is disproven daily on the front lines. Returning to Snake Island, its enduring significance cannot be overstated. In ancient history, it was a site linked to myth and legend, associated with the Greek hero Achilles. In modern history, it has become a monument to Ukrainian resilience. From the defiant words of the border guards in 2022 to the sinking of the Moskva and now to the downing of the Su-30SM, Snake Island continues to symbolize that size and firepower do not guarantee victory. The island's rocky shores have witnessed both ancient and modern invaders, and in both cases, those who came to conquer have ultimately failed. The destruction of a Su-30SM near Snake Island, the halting of Russian offensives in Pokrovsk, and the devastating counterattacks in Donetsk are not just tactical wins. They are pieces of a larger mosaic, a picture of a Russian war effort slowly unraveling. Russia's military faces shortages in the air, losses at sea, and stalled momentum on land. Sanctions have bitten deep, crippling industries essential for sustaining long-term conflict. And while Moscow leans on authoritarian allies abroad, Ukraine continues to demonstrate both the will and the capacity to resist and to win. Every battle matters. Every destroyed aircraft, every reclaimed trench, every failed Russian assault brings this war closer to a conclusion that, for Ukraine, means sovereignty, security, and survival. For Russia, the lesson is becoming clear. A war launched in arrogance is ending in attrition, and the cost is one it may no longer be able to pay.